Hello everyone, myself Saravanan J. Bharati from Carbon Figure Academy. So in this video, we are going to talk about an important and emerging tool which has been in development since quite long and is currently announced that it is going to be launched. Okay. So that tool and its name is called BEAT, B-E-A-T, Building Emission Assessment Tool. So let me tell you where I got to know about this. So I was actually noticed one simple LinkedIn post from our Indian Green Building Council stating that they are inviting participation for one-day workshop. So I was randomly checking what that workshop is all about, and this is that particular post. And if you just read the post, you can understand BEAT tool by Heat International. So IGBC in collaboration with Heat International under the Asia Low Carbon Buildings Transition Project of GGI is hosting a free training workshop on life cycle carbon assessment using the BEAT tool. So it is going to be happening on 10th September 2025, say a whole day, and they are telling there is no participant fee, and hands-on training will be provided, and continued free access to the BEAT tool even after the workshop. So that's what made me to wonder, because in the regime of building level life cycle assessment, there is a huge limitation with respect to the tool availability. So the tool availability again indirectly means the regional wise database availability, right? So that is being felt as a hurdle, and so because of that, people are without any other option are supposed to choose one-click LC as the ultimate building assessment tool. So, and especially in the case of green building certification, just like LEED, and they are going to make it mandated the credit on life cycle assessment of buildings. So from their version 5, which is going to be happen from the next April or May as a mandatory thing. So there is a huge demand is being expected, both the expertise wise, the human resource, as well as the guidelines, additional guidelines, and very importantly the tool availability, right? So I felt okay, that's the one-click LCA is going to be have a jackpot from the next year. But at that kind of time, I got to know, or I got to see this. So at such point of time, I got to see this particular post and I got really surprised. So I really wanted to check whether I can able to attend the this workshop or not, because this is going to happen in Hyderabad. The head the head office of IGBC. But still, I wanted to explore that particular website and its availability, and I wanted to know how this tool is available as a free, and I also wanted to know what kind of databases it covers, because database always matters, and we have always quite few open source tools, but they are all location bounded or component bounded. There is no regional specific tool so far available for India, right? So this got me my expectation and excitement. So I went on to explore that particular website, and here it is, Asia Low Carbon Building Transition Project, and they have everything presented, right? So it is like national wide transition towards low carbon buildings in Cambodia, India, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam, right? So you can able to see who are all the interested parties of this particular project, collaborated project. So they are coming up with some learning based resources and some tools also. So this is the tool that I was mentioning, building emission assessment tool, right? So and under the LCB tools, low carbon building tools, they have BEAT, they have MRV tool, they have investment matchmaking kind of things, but still all the other are not available so far, still under development, and successfully they have completed the BEAT tool. And they are also providing some learning modules also under low carbon buildings. It's open to learn, and you people, anyone would looking for quite authenticated knowledge on this low carbon buildings means, then you can come here and have note of it, right? And they have published quite interesting white papers and articles and blogs and newsletters also, right? So I just wanted to know more about that BEAT tool, and here it is. This is that the website, the link you can see it here, right? So I can I have pasted this link in the video description so that you can go and check, right? So all right, we can jump into the tool and let's see how it works, and what about the database coverage, whether it is really worth it, or is it going to shake the one-click LCA, right? Because so far across the regions, especially the apart from the western part of the world, the eastern part of the world are highly depending on that one-click LCA, majorly for building life cycle carbon assessment. Let's see how it goes, right? So this is that opening page, and you have that couple of tabs, overview and resources. In resources, you can see some the tool based introduction video and some user handbook. I think it can be downloaded, and these are all the different people who got involved in this particular BEAT tool community. So you see, all those global people are there. I felt very strong about this particular tool when I see this particular thing, Eco platform, because they are becoming the umbrella organization for all the EPD program operators across the globe. So seeing them here is increasing the credibility of this tool, personally speaking. And this GGGI is actually from Korean based organization, I think. And I see lots of people are there, Edge and these things from US Cement and Aggregate Provider Association, right? So that's a good thing, fine. So if you want to download the handbook of this BEAT tool, you can able to download it through this link, and they mentioned it very clearly. It's a part 1. Maybe eventually they may release part 2 also, right? So just let's just check whether this tool is going to be really worth enough, right? So this is how it looks at the outside, right? So we are just going to start it, the building emission assessment tool, right? So they are just mentioning add building, right? So I am adding it. So it's asking some general information. So we have to name them. So I am going to give my own home in our native place, and country. You see, that's a very good sign, as we have seen very specific country listed. India is there, and region, obviously the state, and luckily they are having lots of subdivided regions. I could able to select my own native place, right? 626203, yes. So street, some Kuiltopu, right? So number 14131. Okay, fine. So building type. So since it is a residential building, you can see lot of typologies are available to choose from. That's a good thing. Okay. Homes, middle income, right? So climate, hot, dry, I can say, or some temperate. So let me choose that hot, dry. Assessment time frame 50 years. Okay, fine. So total floor area. So I just converted, and construction year it was 2016. Actually I tried the tool just earlier, so that only it is showing option, so I just submitted, right? So general information completed. Now we got to put the detailed information. So location, so based on the thing you entered, the coordinates are automatically coming up. So what about the conditioned floor area? So which means whether either it is heat conditioning or cooling conditioning. So normally it is going to be cooling conditioning, right? So out of 100, so floor above ground only 1, floor below ground 0. Okay, submitted. Then I am going to choose the third one, operational information. So how many residents? It's going to be 4. Annual operation pattern. So this thing might be specifically meant to for office building, so you don't need to be bothered, but still we can provide it. Annual operation pattern. How many hours per day? Continuous hours, right? 24 hours a day and 7 days a week and 52 weeks per year, right? Room heating temperature, room cooling temperature. So normally we don't have heating, so we may have cooling 22 or 23 degrees Celsius whenever we put the AC on. So there is no heating type, only cooling type is there. So split air conditioners, cooling capacity it's 2 tons, right? Sorry, 1.5 tons. And ventilation, air handling unit, fan coil unit. I just wanted to know what is meant by fan coil unit, because typically in our house we have fans only, right? Fan coil units. Yeah, fine. So we can assume, right? But still it's not a commercial one used to heat or cool a room without the need for duct work. Okay, then somehow it won't be applicable for us. Other ventilation type we can say, right? Because we just have fans. And ventilation capacity cubic meter per hour per minute. So it's too technical, but still based on the fans, these either one of these things you can choose. Let's randomly put the 2. And the lighting type, so we may have different type of things, right? Okay, let's put LED. Lighting capacity some kilowatt hour 2. Yes, okay, I am going to save it. Okay, I gave general information, detailed information and operational information. Now operational data entry. So they are going to ask, okay, please select at least one energy carrier. So I got to edit. Okay, add energy carrier. Okay, so country, this is the dialog box showing up and listing different energy carriers. So I'm going to choose India and click search. So I'm having only options from India, right? So coal, natural gas, kerosene, firewood, wood pellets, electricity, light fuel, heavy fuel, lignite, and diesel, charcoal, LPG. So for all of them, they have mentioned the emission factor, right? So I'm going to choose the electricity, right? So electricity, I'm just adding it, right? So here you can see all these are generic data. So you can able to see official data, custom data, generic data based on EPD, right? So that's the great thing, that all these numbers are somehow authentic, not directly from a published EPD, but still they are the locally collected generic data. At the end of the tool, I would explain where these numbers might have come from, right? Okay, I chose that electricity, and they are asking, okay, how many kilowatt hours? Okay, let me put 15 kilowatt hour. So this might be for an year, right? Right. So I added. Okay, something is popping up. Okay, fine. So after a certain time, it is showing that whole life cycle carbon, operational carbon, and embodied carbon. Since we have not yet entered any material, it's showing only the operational carbon, 4.5 kg CO2 equivalent per meter square. Right. So let us just check. Yes. So in case if I want to add anything, I can add, I think. Yes, add energy carrier. Additionally, if you want to add any other source of energy that you are consuming, because normally it's a home, and we may have that LPG gas, right? Sorry, the country has to be India and search. Okay, so I have to choose that LPG also, liquefied petroleum gas, for the cooking, right? So kg, normal domestic cylinder weight, stick cylinder weight, yes, okay, 14.2 kg. Let's make it 14, and once in a month I need one cylinder. Okay, 12 into 14.2, 170.4 kg. I may need 170.4 kg. Okay, right. So I have shared it. It is getting updated. Yeah, can you see the difference? So earlier it was very, very small number. Now it has become 241 kg, right? So the cylinder makes sense, right? Huge sense. Yeah, fine. So building structural components. So here it is, the actual material, right? The embodied carbon is going to come. So here they are putting two options: add from bill of quantity or add component. Since we don't have a bill of quantity, so let's just see what looks beyond that. Okay, so they are going to ask like this. So you just name it, the building or whatever it is, and add from EPD library. Please select at least one EPD just to calculate that structural component. Okay, this is how it is for BOQ. Let's go back and see how it looks. That the other option, add component, right? So again, once I click the add component, it shows component editor and shows two different options. Select from default. Choose an existing assembly from the list of predefined options. This is best for a LCA quick assessment, but create a new custom component from the material list. This is best for a detailed LCA assessment, and currently they have not enabled that custom default component selection. So we are going to choose custom, which means we are going to define every other component. So this is the first component. So all the options have been given from a typical building, right? Extension, staircases, finishes, miscellaneous, horizontal structure, bottom floor construction, wall, all these things, substructure, foundation, everything. Okay, so let's start with foundation. Select a category. So it is in situ, RCC, right? But typically for our house we made stone based foundation, but still we don't have the option. Let's check, right? So name, what name I can put? Okay, foundation. Okay, foundation. Mode, okay, nothing is there. Quantity and country is India. Okay, I don't know why it is there. Public, I don't know the difference between them. Okay, quantity they are asking either meter square or meter cube or kg. So let's put kg, right? Okay, 350 kg. Okay, this is that the component has been defined. Now we have to add the material. So here is that hardcore part of the tool. This is the database actually that we are looking for, because all the previous entries were manual and we can do it ourselves, no issues. We may have all the data, but this is where the tool becomes really matter, right? So they have integrated Indian manufacturer based published EPDs from international portfolios, or in other way we can have EC3 as a tool somewhere from commonly available EPD repository. They have integrated them, and that is what we can able to choose it from through this button, add from EPD library. You see, so I have chosen India and I click search. So I have for the foundation, remember, for the foundation or some other category, yes. So the number keeps on going, the search button I'm talking about, right? So the number keeps on going. Let's check how far it goes. And you see all the materials and that relevant data are Indian specific. That's a great thing, right? In every page there is a 5 material, and we have already reached 15th page, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20. So almost 100 materials came up altogether. It's not only single category. For a given building, for all sort of components, this many options are there. See, okay, 28, 30, 32. Great. This really surprises. Okay, it's keep on going. I think only 34. Okay, and let's put in. Okay, great. 53 pages are there. So around up to 52 pages, 5 materials are listed. So 52 cross 5, you see 260 materials, plus in last page 1 material was there. So around 261 materials are available in this database, and this is a huge thing. Actually a great thing for the free of cost, right? So let's just add it. Whatever we would like to add for the foundation, right? So we are going back to the first one, and we just need to search for it, concrete, right? So let's search for concrete, and I would like to search. Yes. So typically we able to see the ACC. These are our brand, right? And you see here is the thing, you have a link attached and something is mentioned as generic. So which means it has both generic data and EPD based data. So these ACC, JSW and all are EPD based, I think. Let's just click that link so that to understand what it really means. Script.com. Okay, it is actually an EPD, right? They could have sourced it somewhere else, but still it is an EPD based data, right? We can't able to see more, or it is getting loaded, but fine. Can you able to understand the difference? These are EPD based data, and we have the option to choose only from official EPD. So I chose, and you can able to see only EPD based data, no generic data are available. No. Okay, only for concrete we have around some 6 into 5, 30, 33 products we have only for concrete, with the different mixes and different manufacturers. Currently some concrete blocks are also listed, right? That's great, right? Okay, let's randomly put ACC 35 grade. So I have added, and I would like to add some blocks also. Okay, so I added 2 materials. I just close it. Okay, so here what they are asking, share of mass. So it's like in one click LCA, typically they would ask what is the meter cube or meter square or kg of the product that you would like to give us the unit of measurement. But here they are putting share of mass, and I really don't understand what they really mean. But let's just click the link where it goes. Okay, it goes back to that EPD only. Okay, fine. Share of the mass in the total materials might be, right? For example, in your bill of quantity, you may have 10 to, okay, let's assume 20 materials. And for each of the material, you have the specification with respect to meter square or meter cube or whatever it is. And somehow you could able to measure the mass of them, each of the material. So totally you may have a mass, one mass number. And this particular material, out of the total mass, what is the share of mass? Okay, so let's put 15% concrete and block, okay, 5%. This is just for the foundation, right? Remember that, right? So I am going to add additional component. Now I have added the foundation component. See, it is shows per meter square. This is the thing, and I am going to add component, another component, right? Again the same way, create custom. What component now we can put? We can put walls, right? Okay, exterior walls. Select category. See, they are giving lot of options. So exterior walls, let's put honeycomb clay blocks with plaster on both the sides. Okay, so name external walls, right? Okay, India, quantity meter square. So the area of the external wall we have to put, let's put randomly 300, right? So it might be more, right? I think because it is meter square. Yes, meter square. Okay, let's put 25, right? 50 years. And all the lifespan of the material don't need to be the same number. And depending on the lifespan you want to keep, accordingly you may need to calculate their use phase scenario and the material required to refurbish them at the end of their designated lifetime, right? So I hope you can understand. Okay, now we are talking about wall material, right? So wall material, I would like to, yes, we can filter it here, right? Coverings, end of life, metal. Okay, fine. Let's put official EPD based. Yeah, great. So EPD based wall material, we have these many options: straw bale, high pressure laminates, compact panels. So Gyprock, they are wooden based. This is like RMC. If you see end of the thing, we have 24 pages. That's great. Cylinder plus, I don't know what they are really. So actually paint, right? Okay, great. Okay, what else? Okay, let's choose some block, right? Okay, cement. Okay, a lot of things are there, but still there is a need for group them better, right? Okay, let's search block, right? Block or brick. Let's check. Yes, blocks have come up. So medium density concrete block. Okay, let's choose that, right? So I have added, and now we got to put a mortar, right? Mortar, lime mortar, cement mortar. So cement mortar seems to be better. Okay, right. So I have added, and with respect to these materials, they are asking thickness. That's great, right? Okay, thickness 19 cross 9 cross 9. So let's put 10 for wall. Cement mortar, maybe let's put 2 centimeter. Okay, I have saved. So I have added, you can see now, can you see the difference? The whole life carbon, now that operation carbon some percentage, and we have embodied carbon from the materials, right? So all of them are actually from the exterior walls and foundation. These are the two we have added so far, right? So let's add any other component you would like to add. So like the same way, I hope you can understand how things can be added here. And in the right side we have something as a tab. Yes, only embodied carbon is being shown. Is there anything to capture? Okay, nothing. Okay, there's a button called simulate. Let's see what is happening. Okay, yes. So nothing but once you click the simulate, the data has been frozen and it is showing like this, right? So but for example, this particular tool is actually is great regarding the database coverage, but still this tool cannot able to completely replace one-click LCA with respect to several factors. And always there will be comfortability, customization, different visual graphics are available in one-click LCA. That and all are fine, but still one-click LCA is majorly preferred for green building certification projects, whereas you have to apply EN 15804 plus A2. That guideline has to be applied, and your impact categories has to be listed at least for the top 5 impact categories like GWP, ODP, ADP, EDP, and some photochemical things, right? That particular aspect is not available here, and it is showing only that carbon assessment. Actually, it is working as per the name, building emission assessment tool, but this doesn't perform whole building LCA. That is the difference everyone should be able to understand. Whole life carbon assessment of a building is different, whereas whole building life cycle assessment is completely different. Here we can able to measure only the carbon, which means carbon equivalent. The GHG of a building can be measured both in terms of operational phase and as well as that embodied carbon phase. Only 2 types of carbon are there in case of any building's life cycle: operational carbon and embodied carbon, and that only can be done with the help of this particular tool. And I see once you go back and you think you just completed, so you see, so your building has been added and your portfolio has been just updated, and you keep on add building as a new project, and you can do things. That's fine, but what I feel is you should be able to copy these things. Right click, you can't able to copy, but still you can take a screenshot. That is fine, but people should be able to understand the difference between whole life carbon assessment and whole life life cycle assessment of a building, right? Fine. So that's the great thing. But still, this resource itself, I would like to add here, this particular work that has been demonstrated just now, it is worth of some 50,000 to 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh in a typical market rate in today's India, right? So this work, what's the work? Maybe the carbon footprint of a given building, right? Where it may be needed for all scope 3 assessment, right? But for the green building certification purposes, what you have to do is life cycle assessment of the whole building. So where you deal with that EN 15804 and all is coming into the picture, and some impact categories, and there is a baseline building and proposed building showing up the impact categories values comparatively between base case and the proposed case. All those things are not available here, but still this is a great tool which comprises around 270 Indian based building materials embodied carbon data, right? So let's go back to this what to say, that IGBC notification. What they have mentioned, life cycle carbon assessment using building emission assessment tool. Okay, that's fine, right? So you can able to step by step tool demonstration, practical building LC exercises. Okay, post training, everything is fine. Okay, so they did not mention life cycle assessment of whole building, and they clearly mentioned it, life cycle carbon assessment using this assessment tool, right? So that's what I wanted to share finally. This BEAT tool is really a wonderful thing and available as a free, very important and timely requirement at this point of time. But still, I really like this tool shall be developed further so as to comply with the green building certification requirement also, because that is where a huge market is revolving, and there is a really lack of a regional based database and very a cost effective tool. And everybody knows one click LC is super costly, right? And at this point of time, emerging of this kind of tool is really great. So I just wanted to when I just noticed this workshop information, I just immediately wanted to share with every of my contact. Later I thought, okay, since they mentioned it is a free tool, let's just check and make a detailed demonstration and personal additions with respect to other perspectives, so that people can become more and more aware about this particular tool, and they can directly go jump in and can able to apply this tool for their own requirement, right? Fine. And to complete, I would like to mention that from Carbon Figure Academy, we offer online courses on sustainability topics, specifically focusing on LCA and EPD. In LCA, we have split our interest into product level LCA and building level LCA, and we offer 5 days online live course on building a whole building life cycle assessment, where this particular topic, like how to calculate a whole life carbon assessment for a building, and also how to go for a whole life cycle assessment of a building, which means whole building life cycle assessment, right? So please don't get confused between whole life carbon assessment and whole building life cycle assessment, right? Whole life carbon assessment would be required in the context of a scope 3 emission measurement for your organization, and that whole building life cycle assessment would be required for green building certification facilitation projects for your building to get certified with green building status under any of the framework like LEED, IGBC or whatsoever it may be, right? So this tool is actually completely satisfying the requirements for the first one, whole life carbon assessment of a building. And if you are into GHG accounting, and if you are into measuring scope 3 especially, there would be some 15 around 15 subsets under the scope 3, and you will have capital assets, some kind of things. So in that, people normally don't involve their building assets because they don't know. Because scope 3, even though 15 categories are there, it is nowhere getting mandatory that all the 15 categories has to be calculated. But still, here is a way that you can calculate the capital assets under that subset of that scope 3 for your buildings using this BEAT tool, Building Emission Assessment Tool. Thank you.